So, as some of you may know, Vault 94's door will be opening officially in Fallout 76 on August 20th for the PC. And if things go smooth, according to Bethesda, all platforms will officially be able to play the very first Vault raid on August 27th. And fingers crossed things do go smooth, because on a personal note, I play on console, specifically Xbox, and I'm wanting to cover content over the Vault raid. Also, I was hoping to live stream this over on my Twitch and possibly try carrying a few viewers who actually need help through it and are less fortunate on having great gear. But sadly, I might have to wait unless I decide to get the PC version and grind up to 50, which I actually been highly debating just in case Bethesda decides to test the servers like this again for future content they may release. Also, not to mention, I'm going to be waiting 7 days after its release. And that's quite a bit of time as far as, creating the content over what's to come inside this. I want to be able to create some helpful guides for this. And if I have to wait 7 days, I feel like all those guides will already be created. And I don't want to miss out on that. Anyways, the reason why they are testing it first on PC is because they are introducing a brand new technology they have yet to have in the game. I mean, it isn't specifically brand new. We have experienced this technology on other games, but for Fallout Online's perspective, we have not yet experienced this, which are instances that we'll be able to experience on a server. In case you don't know what instances are, they allow a group of players not to be seen or have any kind of interaction from another group of players who may be in that same area. Specifically for this example, the Vault Raid. So we won't have to technically encounter one another inside. And as some of you may know, we will only have a max team of 4 players allowed inside this instance. Bethesda is implementing this system into the game, so we won't be bombarded with 12 or 24 players inside at once, which I'm hoping it actually goes in their favor and this runs smoothly, because if the instances do work correctly, they can use this system for other future content that they may put into the game, such as when human NPCs come out. And also, we won't have to worry about technical glitches, as most of us have experienced teaming up and taking down the Scorchbeast Queen. Taking that on can be an absolute mess at times. Holy crud. But organizing it up to 4 players max within an area will definitely make gameplay go more smooth. So I'm really hoping that this just all goes according to plan, so all platforms will be able to get it over time, instead of having them push back the release date of this because of the PC players' experience being an absolute mess. Let's just hope it's not like that. I'm glad they are actually taking steps like this. I mean, don't get me wrong, I would love to experience the Vault Raid on its respective release date, August 20th. For the console, but sadly, they just got to do steps that they can to make things come out more smooth. I respect that they are doing this, especially for something that's been highly anticipated from the community. They want our experience to be enjoyable, and with them introducing instances to the server, I have a feeling is a great step in the right direction. It's going to make gameplay tremendously more smooth. And I mean, yeah, console players don't exactly get the Vault Raid on its respective release dates, but they still do get patch 12 with all the other new things that will be introduced with it, such as the new display cases, stands, and racks that we'll be able to use to exhibit items like our favorite guns, melee weapons, magazines, bobbleheads, junk, and more. I mean, I'm excited about that. That's going to be awesome. Also, not to mention, they're going to be changing up Charleston's Capitol Courthouse as well. Apparently, they're going to be making some tougher enemies inside, and there's going to be 2 different interior cells that we'll have to load in within that place now. One of the interior cells will be easier, and the other one will be, more difficult. And we'll also be getting that cap increase up to 30K, as well as some other things too. So yeah, just thought I'd throw it out there for the console players. Just to let you know, we're not going to be empty-handed on August 20th. Anyways, back to the Vault Raids. These are expected to be extremely challenging. Actually, it was stated from Bethesda themselves that this is going to be some of the most challenging experiences that they have brought to Fallout 76 to date. So that gets me amped up even more, because I'm not going to lie. A lot of things in Fallout 76 to me are now pretty easy. It was suggested from them not to do this solo, but they did mention that it is possible. Now, this has been actually a little bit of a problem with the community, because some players don't have other players to play with, which is understandable completely. Thankfully, some players have thought outside the box, however, and actually decided to set up looking for group camps near the Vault Raid already to find other players to team up with, which I think is extremely smart and suggests any other players who may have trouble looking for other players to play with to do this. Just set up a camp and put some neon letters up that say looking to team up for Vault 94. Or if you don't have the neon letters, just add a little text slab somewhere that says, looking to team up for the Vault Raid or something. For example, this player made this right outside of Vault 94, and this was actually shared on Kotaku and other gaming news sources, which I think is really creative and definitely deserved to be shared. And after all, there is a reason why we should be teaming up to take on this Vault Raid. This is supposed to be the hardest challenge yet to be introduced to the game. I mean, once again, Bethesda stated that themselves. Also, within the Inside of the Vault post that Bethesda made, it was stated that we will be getting 3 different missions on a weekly rotation basis inside Vault 94. And each mission will return every 3 weeks. So if you don't manage to complete one in time, don't worry. You can always regroup and try again later, pretty much next month. The first mission that we'll be tackling is Dead in the Water. And then a week later, we'll have to take on Meltdown. And then a week later, we'll have to take on a mission called Washout. All the missions will last 1 week and have 3 difficulty modes, which are first off an untimed novice setting, and then there will also be standard and expert difficulties, which these will be timed. So yeah, we will correspond with the difficulty that we choose, of course. It's also important to note that Vault 94 will be temporarily resealed for around 3 hours each week as one mission comes to an end and the next is prepared to begin. So on the end of the week, when it's actually about to cycle onto the next mission, the last remaining 3 hours before it cycles over to the next mission, we won't be able to play whatsoever. So keep that in mind. It's also important to note the loot inside here that we'll be able to get will be some very unique rewards too. It was stated from Bethesda explorers who managed to come out on top after tackling the trials of Vault 94 will be able to lay claim to some exciting rewards, including XP, lots of experience, caps, improved repair kits, and crafting materials, such as the new unique crafting material that we'll be able to get called Vault 94 Steel, which I'll be getting more into that here in a little bit. We'll also be able to get items like unique weapons, armor, and plans specifically from Vault 94's raid, which is awesome. It gives more players a reason to grind this, especially collectors. And keep in mind, those who complete missions on standard difficulty or expert difficulty modes will plunder some of Vault 94's most prized possessions, which is pretty obvious. The harder you're challenging yourself, the more you're going to be rewarded. This will include plans that we can use to craft new Vault armor sets at armor workbenches, like the new Strangler Heart armor, as you can see here, which this will offer special bonuses to the wearer. Also, Vault armor plans will not be able to be earned in novice mode, so keep that in mind as well. Or if you've already learned all of the plans, you're not going to be able to get them again. However, if you have another character, that's a different story. You will be able to get them again. And like I mentioned before about the Vault 94 Steel, you'll be able to earn that by completing missions in any difficulty mode, which this is a new resource we will need to craft our Vault armor that you get specifically from Vault 94. Vault mission rewards can be earned once per difficulty mode, per mission, and most importantly, per day. For example, while you can earn novice, standard, and expert rewards from Dead in the Water in a single day, you cannot earn rewards from that same mission and difficulty multiple times that day, including Vault armor and Vault steel. Additionally, once you have finally earned Vault 94 steel and crafted pieces of the Vault armor, they are officially yours to keep. These rewards, however, cannot be dropped, traded, or sold. And obviously, they're making it known now that it is going to be a grind to get this stuff. We have a set amount of time when we're able to actually get any of these rewards. So yeah, with that in mind, get prepared for a whole new level of grinding in Fallout 76. Also, something to note, you may not be able to earn the rewards again during that same day. However, you could be able to help other players out who may need it, which is what I'll be doing over on my Twitch. This was what I was mentioning in the very beginning of this video. I'll be helping the less fortunate players get through the Vault Raid so they can be rewarded as well. Which, if you're interested in that, feel free to follow my Twitch and stay tuned. A link is down below in the description to it. I'll be doing raffles to help random viewers through it who may be struggling getting through. Anyways, so from us knowing what the new armor is called, which it's called the Strangler Heart armor in case you forgot, we can now imagine what the enemies will be like inside in case some of you haven't already assumed. If you haven't done Heart of the Swamp, then you probably haven't assumed. But during the Heart of the Swamp event, there is something that we take on called the Strangler Heart. And this Strangler Heart controls a bunch of enemies, and these enemies that it controls are Strangler creatures. They have vines all over them. And I'm assuming that all these creatures inside this vault will look very similar to what we experience at this event. And I'm guessing we'll have some sort of tough boss fight within the raid, since this is, after all, a raid, and it's also supposed to be one of the most difficult challenges they've ever implemented into Fallout 76. So, the Scorched Beast Queen and the Imposter Sheep Squatch are some pretty difficult challenges that we take on in the game, and apparently this is going to be even harder than those challenges. And those are some pretty tough bosses. So that's the reason why we know this is going to be a difficult vault raid to take on. And obviously, as you heard from all the rewards that we're going to be getting from it, it's going to be extremely rewarding, depending on what difficulty we challenge ourselves within here. Speaking of rewards, that little detail that they added about the name of the armor set that we'll be able to get gave away what enemy types we'll be fighting in here. We're going to be fighting Strangler creatures. I have a feeling some beefed up Strangler creatures. Hopefully for the boss, it's some kind of different Strangler creature that we have not actually faced before. As some of you may know, during the Heart of the Swamp, we do experience going up against a Strangler Grafton monster, as well as a Strangler Myler Queen for the boss fights for that event. But yeah, I guess we'll be finding out here shortly. I have a feeling each mission is going to contain a different boss fight, as well as, of course, different game mechanics that we'll have to do to progress through that specific mission to actually save Vault 94. But yeah, that's about wrapping up this video, everybody. Hopefully you found it enjoyable. I'm out of here. As always, thanks for taking the time, watching and listening. Until next time, peace.